Hey everyone, Pupsker here. I wanted to talk about Duet Night Abyss, the brand new anime waifu gacha game, probably anime game, that is pretty much a Warframe-like game. As you can see in the background from the first trailer, it has a literal Mesa clone, and then we'll go forward in a little bit, and it also has a quite literal Titania clone, and it also has a little a little anime Hydroid-like character. But this game has actually now entered the first closed beta and then left the first closed beta, which means we have a bunch of gameplay that we can look over. And I wanted to show you. Here's the there's the Hydroid-like attack, and now we'll go over the Titania looking, right? Oh, she jumped down there, and now you have Titania. So this is a looking like anime gacha game, Warframe-like game. So far, we don't know what any of the gacha mechanics might be, because that hasn't been shown off or confirmed yet, so we wait until release, or until they talk about that. But it is confirmed like a Warframe anime-looking game. This is the first trailer they released for it. They weren't even trying to hide it, okay? They were quite obviously like, this game is Warframe, but it is an anime game. The movement, everything, it doesn't look anywhere as clean or as fluid as Warframe. No shock there, because this game has nowhere near 11 years development time and nowhere near the budget Warframe has had and shenanigans like that, and it's just a gacha game. So we are going to take a look at Styx's video. Duet Night Abyss is not what I expected, day one impressions. We're not going to listen to his commentary. I just want to go through the video and show you the different general aspects that look a lot like Warframe and straight up copy from Warframe, like Warframe mods, things like that. So they have characters. It is an anime looking character. This looks like Bellabog from Honkai Star Rail. I thought I clicked on the wrong video at first, but hey. It has the general UI that most gacha games would have, where you open up the menu, you could see in the left there, and it has all the things you click on. This is all like pretty standard gacha game looking visuals, so none of this is really too surprising in the slightest, right? All of the characters here. But then you have the character loadout menu, and this is starting to look a little bit more like Warframe. Hydro attack, HP, shield, defense, max sanity, which is this game's energy. You have weapon proficiency with an assault rifle. You have skill damage, skill range, and you scroll down, you'll probably have more. If you look up here, you have skills, melee weapon, range weapon, okay? Intron, stuff like that. This is the Urelli looking character, one sec, called Rebecca. Kind of hilarious. This is Rebecca, the water Urelli looking character. Nothing really too much to talk about there. And this is Berenica. None of this really matters because this is how you obtain characters in the beta, but that's irrelevant because it's not the beta. When the release comes out, these characters, and a lot of them will probably be gacha characters later on. You can equip a melee weapon, and you can equip ranged weapon, right? You can equip any type of it. It's like Warframe. You can equip any character, any Warframe, any weapon, any ranged weapon, any of that. One melee weapon and one ranged weapon in Duet Night Abyss, unlike Warframe, which has a primary, a secondary, and a melee. You have damage stats here, piercing attack, critical attack speed, trigger probability, status, so... Or maybe it's passive effect static. Okay. Either way, it has a lot of pretty much Warframe-like systems. It is Warframe in the same way everywhere there. As he goes through everything, right? Oh, this weapon is a slash attack weapon. It has crit, attack speed. You can look at more stats there. This game operates as if it was Warframe meets Genshin Impact or like Honkai Impact 3D, something like that. It is with Warframe X generic anime gacha game. It has Destiny-like overworld, where there's a small overworld where you run around and can do stuff, but then you have to load in between big areas, so we'll go over all of that later. This is the modding screen. Looks a little bit familiar, huh? You have your mods down here behind his self-promo PNGs. You have the mods put on there. They had different statuses. Great. Different weapons here. Here's the Tenant rocket launcher. There's the rocket launcher weapon. Nice. Your polearm attack. All the polearm stances for now are all the same, I think. So you have one stance. Her buff is straight up an attack speed buff. So she turns into like Volt or Gauss in Warframe, right? Not as fast as fully buffed Warframe, Wisp, Volt, Gauss, right? But still very fast, so nothing we haven't seen before, but pretty cool overall. So that's their Yoreli-looking character. But this game does have a nice bonus. You know how Warframe has specters? Well, in this game, if you're going to play single player, you can just have 1, 2, maybe up to 3 characters of your allies as AI friends that just fight with you in the map. So it's essentially having 3 Warframe specters with you all at once. I love that. I love that. Okay. I like that idea. Warframe doesn't do this, but this game does. In Warframe, you have to use specters, but in this one, you can summon your friends as like combat partners. Not your friends, sorry, your other characters as combat partners. So if your whole characters are leveled up, you have a stacked team. I like that. Surprisingly, not a ton of gacha games let a lot of your characters as AI allies fight around you. It's more like in Genshin, hey, thank you for the sub. It's more like in Genshin where you swap to other characters, but this is nice. I like this. So you have your AI friends, you have your general circle. So this is like your active hotbar, you know? This is this is another little menu to get around stuff. And it has general hotbars the same as Warframe does in this circle, but I think this one's just for UI inventory management for everything. So it is very Warframe coded, right? You can see stats here. Here is the modding menu again, and you can see the stats again over here. You have a summon, a buff, and a passive. You have skills, but not as many as in Warframe. Skill duration, right? That like status duration, but or so I should say duration in Warframe. It's like prime continuity. Skill duration, same thing. So yeah. Yeah, it is pretty similar to Warframe, but it's a gacha game seemingly. They haven't gone over and they haven't released any gacha information yet, so we have no proof on that. But like this is how the game looks. It has bullet jumping, it has Warframe aim gliding, right? And you have stamina on your aim glide, or that's just your ammo. No, that's your ammo. I'm stupid. Either way, it is pretty much Warframe, but meets Genshin Impact, because it has the same sort of looking stamina. You have just Ascension material, XP, excavation farms, same stuff as Warframe. Literally a Warframe excavation mission. Assist Luno explore with her terrain excavation and safeguard the excavators. So they just straight up have a excavation mission from Warframe, and they called it an excavation. It's not like it's a unique game mode or anything, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of funny that it's straight up excavation when a lot of other game modes called like that nothing like excavation. This is the general map I was telling you about earlier, where you go into your map and it's sectioned off into different regions, right? This is one of the regions. It's kind of like Destiny. You can teleport to different areas, fight enemies around the different open world-ish areas. It's not fully open world, but it's like regionally open world, similar to Warframe in that regard, or Destiny more so. So he's just kind of running around, and these are the different regions. Looks similar as well to the First Ascendant, and it has the same similar map usage as the First Ascendant, and yeah, it's very similar to many gacha games as well. It has chests in the open world, much like Genshin Impact. So like I said, this game's a Warframe looter shooter mixed with Genshin Impact anime gacha game style mechanics, and it looks pretty interesting. Obviously, it's going to be nowhere near as beautiful, as fluid, or gameplay wise as good as Warframe, because it just does not have that much time behind it, and it is a quite obvious clone, but it's still probably gonna be pretty fun, and I'm gonna enjoy playing it. Probably gonna put a good handful of hours into it when it releases. It's just very funny that none of the content creators talk about how this game is Warframe-like, but I think it's because most of them are sponsored, and they aren't allowed to bring up that it's Warframe-like, because I've seen a ton of people's videos or streams on this game, and the ones, most of them are sponsored, they just don't bring up how this game is pretty much Warframe Genshin Impact. So it's a little funny. It's a little funny. The bullet jumping slow looks kind of sad. Hey, thank you so much for the Prime sub on Twitch. I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you so much. It looks like a anime gacha game Warframe, not as fast-paced as Warframe. The chat understands that it's like kind of Warframe looking. So if you look at his chat while he throws up his like stream clips, he doesn't acknowledge it, I don't think, but it's like gameplay is basically Warframe. Gameplay, okay, interesting. People start bringing up that's like, okay, this is like Genshin Impact, but Warframe. Graphics are nice, right? he's getting stuck around areas, and then it's playing like this, and you're like, oh crap, that's like Warframe. Oh, thank you so much for the Prime subs, everyone. Hey, appreciate for the Twitch subs. Thank you. Yeah, so it is Warframe. That person's like, okay, so this game is Warframe. I just wanted to show people how this game is pretty much Warframe, but seemingly a gacha game. And, you know, this is a good video to use it. A lot of the English characters are like very French / British / just, you know, that area of accent. So not a lot of English North America accents. And I really like it. I like the accents. So I'll probably put on English for this game if I start playing it. He just goes through all the accents. They're pretty good, all things considered. If we look to actual missions, boom, survival mission. Instead of like air supply, instead of oxygen, you have serum. The survival missions go for 3 minutes up here. If you look here, Warframe has waifus too. True that. So you can definitely see that this game is, okay, this game is Warframe waifu Genshin Impact. Okay. I getcha. You have your polearm, you have your cool attacks, you have your character abilities, you have your ground slam, air glide, modding screen. Interesting. Max serum, love it. People, oh, wave ended, number 1, and then you have more stuff later, right? Oh, getting wrecked, upgrade, your stuff's leveling up. Looks like this is some sort of capture mission. Your target's about to break free. Oh, you gotta capture your target. Ah, that looks a lot like Warframe. Your target has been transferred. Head to evacuation point as soon as possible. Interesting. Tree looks like Lua tree. Some of the tile sets look pretty much like Warframe tile sets, a little bit. Not all of them though, don't get me wrong. It's just certain areas look a lot like Warframe and certain areas don't. This looks a lot like the Orokin tile set, but not fully. I don't know. Yeah, like Lua, Orokin tile set, Lua tree. This is a boss that looks like their little boss arenas are set up the same as a game like Genshin Impact, right? Another gacha game, hard fast. Nice. But here's the thing. This boss, looks a lot like a certain Warframe boss. Maybe a little mechanical robot with 4 legs that you have to shoot down the legs and then stab it. It's like the Raptor. I don't know. I can't fully remember the name, but yeah, this is a Warframe boss pretty much. Oh, you have to hit the legs. You have to hit the weak points, knock it down, and then fight it. Damn, I wonder what boss that is. The Jackal, maybe? Yeah, I think that's the Warframe like Jackal boss fight. So this game isn't unique, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. It's quite obviously a Warframe gacha game, and it is very, very shameless in the fact that it is that, right? There's that Titania character. Here, he is running probably like some evacuation rescue, and it has a countdown timer. The movement in this game seems a lot slower than compared to Warframe. It has all the same movements though, right? You have a bullet jumping, aim gliding, dashing midair, jumping off of walls, wall jumping, vaulting over everything. It has the same sort of general ping system as Warframe. The game is Warframe. I've seen so many content creators sponsored by this game, and I think they haven't been allowed to talk about the game being straight up Warframe, or they don't know that much about Warframe because they're gacha gamers. So either one or the other, because the amount of like content creators not talking about how this game is Warframe is kind of surprising. I'm all for it. I don't like give a shit that it's a Warframe clone. Like, who fucking cares? Every game's derivative on another game, and then if they're smart and good, they can start building off of that and make a pretty good game on their own. But like, this is quite obviously no shit Warframe, but anime gacha game. And if you deny that, you're probably not worth talking to because you're insane. Of course, if you can't see that this is anime gacha game Warframe, probably, you know, anime gacha game, then you're crazy. You're just insane and your brain broken. Just brain broke, burp, burp, burp. So yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting Warframe gacha game looking thing. On Warframe, he's pretty cool. Oh, coral. So yeah, you head to your extraction point. I wanted to say, this looks like the Void end of mission tile set, almost 1-for-1. You go into the room with the doors, you have the end point on one side, you have the other side as a long point, and then you have the door going forward. This looks like that end of mission room on Lua. This is the end of mission Lua room. I think they stole some tile sets as well. Or maybe they didn't steal tile sets, they just mainly took the tile set inspired by Warframe, you know? Because this is the Lua tile set end of room mission. You have the big point to one side, big point to the other, and then the room on the other side. It shares the same layout generally. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of funny. So this game is Warframe. If you ever wanted to play Warframe and you like anime gacha games, Duet Night Abyss is probably gonna be the game for you. It has the same general gacha game system, I think, as like Genshin, where you just level up and ascend your gear up to like level 70 or 80 or 90 or 100 or whatever they feel like the max cap's gonna be. But the gameplay and missions are very Warframe coded. So yeah, it's just very interesting. What is this? This is Warframe apparently. So yeah, let me know what you think. The new Warframe drops will start on Monday on Twitch. At 11 a.m. ET. Until then, we're just kind of dancing around, chatting and memeing around. So it's crazy that there's an anime Warframe-like game coming out. Either way, I'm willing to try it and have fun because, I mean, it's not that serious, right? So hopefully it's fun. Either way, cheers, right?